there's a bunch of nuns, right? Sexting nun faces possible excommunication by refusing Vatican orders. But so
to stop sexting.
Yeah. So this girl's been
I wonder
setting
what the
sex.
rule is there. I guess they're trying to say it's no, but she's like, well, God didn't write anything about sexting.
And I think the sects are very religious. Like, I want to be, turned into Jesus and pegged. You know what I mean?
Put me on the cross.
Yeah,
Daddy.
put your wooden peg into my arm like I'm Jesus.
Yeah, I think she's handicapped too. She's disabled.
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
part.
she's in a wheelchair, so she's really not getting any.
Whoa, it's a girl sexting?
She's a nun who's
from
in a wheelchair who's sexting.
She's saying stuff like, I'm at perfect weight. Yeah. I'm at perfect height.
She goes, I'm a spinner. The wheelchair part of it.
Yeah. I can't wait for you to fucking wheel me.
I love how that's what they have to deal with at the Vatican. They're like over fucking in Rome, and they just get like their email list.
Exactly.
They go, this nun in Dallas won't stop sexting. What should we do about it? They go, excommunicate her.
I guess it's pretty low on the sexual problems that this specific church has. But the reason it's funny is because, so basically, the bishop was the guy who was like sexting them, and it's all sort of like they're all in trouble, but the bishop is trying to get rid of these girls. He's trying to get rid of the girls, and then the nuns all banded together and they go, we're not going nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a high school scenario playing out.
Bit of a mutiny going on.
It's a mutiny, but it's like, it's so funny because it's just sexting. It's the kind of shit that would happen on a, like a fucking high school camping trip.
But for them, they are their sexual development is like a teenager.
Trapped in high school.
Yeah.
And then the bishop wants these guys gone. You know what I mean?
Like the bishop, she gets a text. It's just like, well,
I never.
Well, I've never got a text like this before.
I'd love to get inside those knickers. Like, some shit like that.
He goes, I'm going to have to do extra confession for this.
And all the girls are getting together saying, we reiterate, they do not recognize the authority of the Bishop Olson and their monastery, and they refuse to accept any interference with him as political commentary. And an office conferred on him, blah, blah, blah.
So they're waiting for the Pope to they're like, unless the Pope says something about this, we're just sexting away.
They've essentially said, you're not my daddy to the guy. When he said, you guys are out of here, we're sending you to a new church. And then these bitches all got together and they're like, we don't fucking answer to you.
Yeah, they only answer to the Lord. And
exactly.
The Pope.
It's funny because girls, like with all the equality stuff, right? This is the one thing that they can't really get their paws on because the things are from God, right?
Yeah.
Like one of the things is they could never be like a priest in the Catholic Church that does the confessionals. And the reason for that was even God knows that no girl could handle that level of gossip.
Just God knows that they should be like, yeah. They'd be literally like in the confessional booth and goes, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I cheated on my wife.
Holy shit, he cheated on his wife.
What?
No girl could handle being a confessional booth. I'll tell you what, if I was dating a girl that was a confessional booth, I would know every confession in the town.
Yeah.
Have you ever not been told a secret and you're like, stop telling me your secrets?
Dude, my girl tells me secrets every day. The most mundane, stupid shit. And then she'll be like, you can't say this on the podcast. And I'm like, who gives a shit? She says this all the time. She goes, you can't say this.
Like my second cousin. Yeah.
Like literally like, oh my God, my cousin said this or whatever. Like, or this happened at my cousin's work. Like something happened at my cousin's work. Do not say this on the podcast. I'm like, who the fuck cares? I wouldn't anyways. This is like, who gives a shit? She says it like once a week. She'll be like, do not say this on the podcast. You're good.
Dude, that would literally be, they'd be at the monastery and they'd just be like, I'm cheating on my wife and I've done it a couple times right now. And you see,
it's like a stenographer.
What's that noise?
Nothing.
How do you ever think? Well, they'd basically be like that, and the girl would just be like. But do you ever think that they've had a situation where some guy came to the like confessionals and he was sort of saying like, I'm just having these thoughts about having sex with little boys, and the guy behind the thing had to be like, ew!
You just hear this?
Or
What's
what?
That?
Well, yeah, what is that? He's calling them in.
He's jacking them off.
Oh,
jacking them off.
Oh, he's here. He's currently.
He goes, I'm thinking about having sex with little boys. And you hear like.
What? How did I get that fast? Yeah,
What the hell?
but he goes, yeah, he's like, I've just been having thoughts about little boys. He goes, ew.
Describe it to me.
Like he has to act like, what?
Ew.
What the heck?
Continue.
What's his name? Now this little boy, he's been open to the idea, or what's his address?
Just go to this church, maybe.
But yeah, if any girl was a confessional person, she would not be able to handle that job. That would wreck them. That
There's
would
a
wreck
reason
their
why they
brains.
have. I'm sure they got.
God knew.
I'm sure they had a shot once in like the 1500s. It went poorly, and they were like, never again, never again.
Broke up the entire town.
They just like, okay, we'll humor you
They let him try the confessional booth once.
somewhere in Italy, and then they go, yeah, I'm not doing this. It was like,
Naga.
it's like literally like it happened in like Milan, and then like they heard what happened in Sicily like a day later, and you're like, it's not even physically possible. How did it get so far? How did it make it that far? Well, there's no technology. I'm like, all right, no more.
You definitely would hear about